Welcome back, fourth grade, and Happy New Year. We've missed you in virtual learning. During the Christmas parade, you picked up your supplies. So you should have your Cursive Success handwriting notebook. It's blue. And so pause this video, go find your notebook and 2 sharp pencils. Okay, we're ready to begin. We're going to start by just going through the first couple pages of this notebook. You should feel pretty comfortable with printed handwriting now that you're in fourth grade, but we're going to continue creating our own style of cursive handwriting. And this is going to take a little more time and a little more practice. It's very important that you do not do this notebook on your own. I will be working through this notebook and we will have videos daily. And we will just be spending some short time and practice together. It is not a race. Cursive takes a little bit more time and practice, as you know, when you started in third grade. Please turn your book to page 3. This is the table of contents page. This directs you to all the different pages that we will be working on if you want to navigate. It's a great tool to find which page we're working on. Also, at the very top is your alphabet, your uppercase and your lowercase letters all laid out for you. Here is an example of the capital letters here, and it tells you which page we'll be working on. Please turn to page 4. On page 4, here is an example of our cursive lowercase letters and an example of our cursive capitals. I'm going to zoom in for a moment because one important thing is that the beginning lowercase letter is always the lead letter. It is the connector letter to the other lowercase letters, and it usually has a tail ahead and a tail behind. That's important to know. Capital letters don't necessarily connect when you start with a capital at the beginning of a sentence, or a proper noun doesn't necessarily always connect to the next lowercase letter. This page is a great resource to come back to when you want an up-close look at lowercase and uppercase letters. On page 5, this is a warm-up page, cursive warm-ups, and we also will have the opportunity to practice our name in cursive. But before we do that, it's really important that we talk a little bit about posture. So when we sit down to practice our cursive handwriting style, we need to be upright. Our body needs to be in a great posture position so that we're comfortable and ready to do our best work. We want to avoid laying down, sitting on the floor, or even using a short table and hunching way over on a low table. It affects our handwriting and it won't turn out the way that you want it to look. We want to make sure we start off with great handwriting practice. The number one is posture. So make sure that you're sitting at a table, your body is upright, and that your hands or your arms are comfortable. Your feet need to be below you, and if I cross my legs right now, it causes my body to shift. So make sure that your feet, your knees are side by side, and that your legs are just hanging down. It's okay if your feet dangle and don't touch the floor. Just make sure that you're sitting forward and that you're very comfortable and that your arms can rest on the table. Another thing is that we have to loosen up our bodies to do great handwriting. So stand up and go behind your chair. We're going to start off with some great exercises every time before we do our handwriting. Because when we are tense, it will affect our handwriting. It affects the grip. We don't want our grip to be too tight on our pencil, and we don't want our bodies tense. Handwriting flows, cursive handwriting does. So when we're loose and comfortable and relaxed, our handwriting is going to be much easier to practice and learn, okay? So shake off your body, and loosen up. All right, put your hands together and press your hands together tightly. Press and get all that strength right into your hands. Then you can pull away. Pull that strength into your arms. Pull. Then take one deep breath. Shh. Whenever you take a deep breath, you should always sound it out. That way you know that you're taking a deep one. One more. Shh. Good job. All right, fourth grade. Take your shoulders and try and touch your ears, the bottom of your earlobes. Shrug up. Feel that tension. Shrug. Feel that tension. Now relax. Roll your shoulders. Let all that tension go. We're going to have some fun handwriting today. We're going to be relaxed and it's going to be so enjoyable. All right, here we go. Now you need to sit back down in your chair and make sure your body is upright and you're ready to go. If you turn one more page to page 6, this shows us how to properly place our handwriting book. If we are left-handed and we hold our pencil in the left hand, you will naturally see, if you see my cursor, I'm tracing the arm of this child sitting here, and their left hand naturally curves like this. So when we are practicing cursive, take your notebook and just slightly, if you're left-handed, you want that left corner of your notebook, just like this one, to slightly turn. You don't want too much of an angle because it will affect, you will try and arc your body toward that angle. If it's too arched, you just want a slight, just so that it fits comfortably with your hand. Your hand should align comfortably when you set it on the table with your paper. So it's just a slight corner that is higher on the left side. If you're right-handed, then you want to look at your right-hand corner. If you look at my cursor, the right-hand corner of your notebook needs to slightly be higher so that the curvature of your right arm is comfortable in place. Okay, I'm going to go back to page 5, and we're going to start always with a cursive warm-up. Remember, it's very important that you stay with me. Mrs. Rooney is going to talk you through, and we're not going to go ahead of one another. I am working with a mouse and my keypad, so it's a little bit more difficult for me, so I might need to erase a couple times. Remember, we're starting out with our pencil on the star. We always start on the star and we do only one row a day. So here we go. The U, we're going to go under the U, for under. Then we're going to go over the O. All right, Mrs. Rooney did okay. I'm going to try again. We get a second chance. Start at the star. We're going to go under the U, and over the O. There we go. All right. Now we're going to try up and straight down. Start at the star. We're going to go up and straight down. All right. That doesn't look very good because there's no loop there. It should just be straight up and down. So Mrs. Rooney is going to try again. Go up and straight down. There we go. And here we go again. We get to do this one on our own. There's no line. We're going to go straight up, and then we trace straight back down, just like that. Now we're going to do an up and loop down. Here's our opportunity to do a loop. Start at the star, loop up and over and back down. All right, the trick is to follow these two lines. Start at the star, we're going to loop up the right side and down the next. Good job. Remember, don't get frustrated. This is practice. We're going to now try a descending loop. What does descending mean? Tell somebody in the room if you know what descending means. Descending means to go down. So we're going to actually be going below the line, the writing line. So we're going to do a descending loop below the line. Start at the star, down, and around. Mrs. Rooney's going to try again. All right, here we go. Star, top. We're going to go down and around. Descending loop. Start at the star, down, descending loop. Okay, stop there. Remember, your book tells you we're going to practice one row a day. But before we go down to writing our name, I want you to circle your favorite practice today. Was it an under and over? Was it a straight up and down? Was it an up and down loop? Or was it one of your descending loops? I'm going to probably circle this one. This up and down loop looks pretty well. Okay. Now, just going to zoom out for a moment here, and I'm going to go down to cursive name. All right. One great thing about this handwriting book is it gives us plenty of room to write our name. We're going to practice one time today. And I know we haven't gone through a lot of the letters yet, and we haven't really practiced or refreshed. It's probably not the first time you've practiced your cursive or writing your name in cursive. And if it is, it's okay. We're going to go back. Remember what page it's on? Page 4, and we're going to look at our cursive capitals. Mrs. Rooney's first name is Nicole, so I'm just going to write Nicole, and of course I'm going to be looking at this capital N letter. Notice that because it is a capital, it's not going to be connecting to anything before it, and so I'm going to just practice this capital N. And then I'm going to use my lowercase letters, and you feel free to look back on page 4 at the lowercase and just refresh. And remember, this is practice. We haven't even gone over any of these letters yet, so just do the best you can. And Mrs. Rooney is going to do the same thing, and I'm going to be using my mouse too, so it's going to be a little tricky here for me. Make sure that your posture is good. Your notebook is slanted either slightly, your left, if you're left-handed, corner is going to be slightly slanted, or your right corner is going to be slightly slanted of your book so that you're very comfortable. Mrs. Rooney is actually left-handed, so I'm going to slant a little. Whoops, here we go. Slightly slant my body to the left, just a little bit so my hand is comfortable. Remember that capital letters, they go above the line. Lowercase letters stay within the center of the line. And then remember, if you have an I or a T in your name, you're going to go back and you're going to dot or cross your T once you're finished. You never lift up your pencil and dot your I or cross your T in the middle of a word. You always go back and do it when you're all finished. So that's pretty good for just my first time practicing with the mouse. I can see that there's a little bit of gap on my H, but what's going to be so fun is when you and I come back after we've practiced our cursive, writing our cursive name. We're going to come back later and we're going to see how well we've improved, because look at all this space. Don't write another name. We're just going to do one today. But look at all this space that we're going to have to practice and we will be able to look back on. It's going to be so fun. All right. So that's all we're going to do today. We've practiced our letters in our cursive name. And then we've also just gotta remember to switch off to my cursor here. And then we just did one warm up. Mrs. Rooney's erased when I zoomed out, but remember that just the one line is all we're going to do today. It's really important, boys and girls, that you do not go ahead of me. We're going to do this together. And again, it's not a race. We have a lot of days to do the entire alphabet and practice words. And this is something that Mrs. Rooney gets to do with you every day. I'm so excited. All right, everybody, have a great day.